Hey guys, this is the XRP Cowboy. Hey, this is Billy. You know, there's this expression. Hey, next time you're telling a story, have a point, Billy. Well, we're going to have a point. We're going to jump around a little, try to make this video fast. It's a beautiful day to be alive. The light above your face, it's incredible. Please forgive me, you're making me want it so bad. You're making me want it so bad. I smell a sweet fragrance about you, and I know that you want it too. So if I reach down and lay it to you, please forgive me, you're making me want it so bad. The light above your face, it's incredible. We're going to talk about how to make $1.5 million the easy way. And this video may be for your children if you're my age, but you should have them listen to it. Well, you shouldn't have them listen to it because it's always rated R for pirate, but you should go over it with them. If you don't know, you don't know. If you do, good. You are breathe. I don't know if it's sacred or not. You say we could fall apart anytime. Breathe for the world. We can't fight. They strive for words that we supply. Bleed for the night. Bleed for the night and breathe. Well, the beast flies tonight in the world he described. Suffer, suffer. I was kidding all the time. How could I have really died? Why am I dancing, dancing alone? We'll go out into this world. You want to watch a video, you want to be a rock superstar. So let's just touch on some things like vet. You know, I was talking about vet today with my brothers, and you know, I'm like, that could be the coin that I own a lot of that is, you know, can dodge the SEC. I know they filed some US patents, but I don't believe they're doing anything here yet. Maybe they are. I don't know. If you know, let me know. But you know, I mean, they call it V China, but you know, I think it's out of the reach of the SEC. Now, I don't know if people here are buying it, it changes things, but point is, I think it could be a safe play. And my buddy Minus Wells said that they just hired over 100 developers. He said this is huge, and he's not a vet guy. I think he used to be, but you know, I don't care. I bought it at 1/8 of a cent, you know. And I bought it all. I think it was the Rockefellers who said, wait till it drops to a penny and then buy it all, referencing securities. So I'm telling you, that was in the back of my mind when I bought it. But he said this is huge. Yeah, so, I mean, I have a lot of respect for Minus. You know, we don't see eye to eye on everything, and that's okay. Because, you know, he's my brother, but he's my brother. So it is what it is. I haven't seen it in the price movement. But you know, a lot of times price doesn't move crypto. I mean, fundamentals. But it will eventually. Fundamentals always catch up to technicals. I had some nice person Leave a nice comment in my last video. I left it up because I thought it was cute, just bashing me. It's something Van. Thank you for your time watching the video. That's all I care about, dude. I want to help people, but if you don't want to be helped, it's fine. Do you even know what market cap is? So let's get down to business. I'm throwing a couple of random coins. You can stake Casper now. It's one of my speculative buys on Uphold. Unfortunately, I just sold it to get some XRP at like 36 cents or something for a short-term trade to buy it back, and now I'm getting greedy and not selling it. So, but I would like to stake it. Staking's great if you have a coin that's going to be around. Remember that, if it stakes for 10%, that could mean 20, 30, 40% you made from that coin from what you staked if the price goes up, right? The reverse of the price goes down. But, know what you hold. Why not get free fucking money? And I'll tell you what, 10% free is good if it's stable. I'll tell you what, 10% is good if it drops 10% because I'm breaking even. So it's like a hedge. You talk about yearly returns, but it's just smart. I mean, I know there's certain people who've gotten wrecked from staking, but it was fucking bullshit. But if you're holding it anyways, you're gonna get wrecked either way. So why not get wrecked with some free money if you're waiting for a price point to sell? I'm pretty sure last night I liked the bull, just so you know, the bearable bull, but I'm pretty sure I may have had some whale's blood, but I listened to him and he was talking about how he sells on the way up, and he said we've heard of average cost averaging, down cost averaging, all that shit. We all know about that stuff. We all do it if we're doing things right. But he's like, but I coined the average cost selling up or some shit, and I'm thinking, you coined that shit. I always thought it was called taking profit, motherfucker. But I say that with love, I love the bull. But he was one of the first 3 or 4 people I started watching, because I do see a lot of his conspiracies. I've even credited him for things he said that he didn't credit himself for, like a Black Swan event, like I pretty much think that was COVID, but he keeps saying it's outages and everything and all this other stuff, or hacks, and that's coming too, but maybe it's just bigger he's referencing. But I would say he said some good shit. I would say it's the same kind of shit I was thinking of. Maybe I'm just supporting myself, my own narrative, I don't know, which leads us to Flare. I was watching Alex Cobb today. I think he's a smart guy, probably smarter than me for sure, but what I will say about him is we come up with some similar things from a completely different perspective. But today he was talking about Flare and how they have a certain degree of price protection. And by the way, they're distributing the tokens 15% and you have to stake them. And I agree with him. And if you've watched my channel since the beginning of them talking about that, you'll see if you go back that I was saying that was beautiful for it. A lot of people were mad, but I'm like, no, this takes supply off the market. Like when the IOUs came out, it was limited supply, but you got to remember that was one exchange. There's this idea that if you interview 100 people, and get their opinion, it's no in a spread out area. If you interviewed 10,000 people in the same areas, the results would be very similar. And ultimately, so to me, the price of the token was, when it came out, was fair market value. It's dropped since then, just like the market. It was over $1. But it's gone up a little because I guess you can, if you sell your Flare, you can, and you buy one, you can get their remaining shares if you hold it. So that pumped the price a little bit, but not much, because my argument is the price should be significantly higher because of the change originally it was 15%. The price was where it should be, and the little pump it made with the implications that you could buy someone else's tokens is not significant enough because it's like I think it's six for the price of one or something. Jungle said. I don't quote me on that. He may not have even said it, but or maybe it was personal conversation. But it's just basic math. 15%, and you get the remaining 75%. But I just don't want to do the math. I don't want to think right now. When I say 75%, I mean 85%. That's where I'm at mentally right now. But my brain is jello. But I think it's pretty interesting. I think that should push the price up. But and I've said that from the beginning. Now he's saying that, and I'm trying to pat myself on the back because I respect him. But, I said that since this all came out, But I'm a small timer, so I don't get the views. But so you have to take credit where credit's due. I also said that XRP was going to partner with Swift when everybody was saying they were going to replace it. And that was probably 2 years ago that was a crazy thought. That's a backpack. But at the end of the day, what he didn't say is important. There's another, thing. Yes, that does limit the supply and but he's not talking, that is price protection, but it's more than that. It's price inflation. Because by reducing the supply to only 15%, when the Flare what do you call IOU was introduced, they didn't know about that 15%, and that price was pretty damn good. But more importantly, it's protecting the price because you can't sell it, so there's no supply, which means demand's going to be up, and that's what makes price action go up. So ultimately, by limiting the supply, not even factoring in the incentive to hold, which is extremely incentivized, because the more the price goes up, the more you're going to resist selling because you're losing the rest of your bag at that price. That's a huge multiplier, just that. But more importantly, by reducing the supply in the market, even if you could sell it, it's like deflationary. The coin, it's not, because there's more coming out, which is inflationary, but it's like a limited time of deflation, meaning the price will be higher because there's no supply, and it'll just keep catapulting up. Ultimately, by rationing tokens, it works like a deflationary move for a limited amount of time. And I would say my sell time would probably be right before I get my last 15%. But so it's not just price protection. That's stabilizing price. It's price inflation through deflation of a token. And it wouldn't correctly be deflationary, but, it's like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not deflationary right now. It's inflationary because it keeps getting printed. But because it's slow, makes the price go up higher. Hope that makes sense. We're not here for that, though. We want to know how to make $1.5 million. But another interesting fact about Flare was I said right after the lawsuit we wouldn't get these tokens, when they said because they want to, after the lawsuit was dropped, they want to march hand in hand with XRP. Why, I don't know. But I think XRP is a huge part of their ecosystem, and they want XRP to be with them. And I think that may be why they keep pushing back this. And I said that would happen before it was pushed back once. God's trying to sound, I'm not trying to sound like look at where I'm right, but it's true. That's how I felt. And I put it in a video back then, multiple. So now we have, we got the Flare. Flare walks with, I don't even know why I put that there. Oh, but bottom line is, well, Hugo, I don't like him anymore, unless I get paid. Then he's awesome. But he didn't make the mistake that they made, I guess, with Songbird. Notice how the price just crashed. That can't happen. Well, it won't happen with Flair because of this design of limited distribution over time for a time value. It's really a simple math problem. What's difficult is that that directs the price upward. But what's difficult is what the price will be, and that's difficult for anyone. So we got that. We talked about vet. So here's the thing about the compounding of interest. People said Einstein said that was the one of the whatever wonders of the world. But that's been disproven, and no one can actually prove that he said that. I think it was just a genius thing, but it is a wonder. People won't believe this, but if you took $30,000 right now and put it in, not even a money managed account with someone that knows what they're doing, who knows what they could do with it? The cowboy could do with it, but into a mutual fund that historically pays 10%, within 40 years, you'd have like a million, almost $1.4 million. And that's like, yeah, if you have $30,000 or whatever. But there's another scenario, you know? What if your ship moons and you don't have 40 years for that? But all you have to do is get a compounding interest calculator out. I posted one on Twitter today, and it'll show you that, because it sounds crazy. How can 30,000 turn into that much? Well, 10% a year, the first year you got 33,000, and then you get 10% the next year of that, and it compounds, But bottom line is, that is factual. And I wanted to think of a scenario to talk about, like what could that mean? Well, that could mean an 18-year-old kid has a choice of getting dad's junker car, and just maintaining it with his extra money, but taking maybe if he bought the Jeep of his dreams for $352 a month, he could pay, not counting the insurance, that if that was the extra insurance was invested, he'd probably have 2.5 million. But if you just took that $352 a month and put it in one of these mutual funds, generally speaking, car loans go for 7 years these days. After 7 years, you'd be 25. And then by the time you were 65, you'd have almost $1.5 million. Was just that 30,000 that you invested instead of paying that car payment. You just skipped one car payment. You can buy a new car for the rest of your life after that. But it just shows what one little thing, I mean, not to mention taxes, I'll make another video about that. I was talking to my son about inflation and why we pay taxes, but this video's been long enough. But bottom line is, think about it, like $350. Imagine if you put, double that or 500 in, or you got an inheritance of $60,000. Now, instead of 40 years, 20 years, you would have over $1 million. And you don't, and $1.5 million, that's 150K you have to live on a year. So imagine if you just lived off 100K plus your job. If you're working a job, you'd be killing it. And that 50,000 would be reinvested. I mean, problem is people live for today. They can't. They're not entrepreneurial. They are technicians. They want to deal with one problem at a time, and they're willing to learn more about it. But doing more than one thing at a time is fucking crazy, and not necessary. They can't see the forest through the trees, or their managers. They're always worried about the past. Last time you invested, you lost money, so don't do it now. Or they favor that side, the management side, or the entrepreneur side. I'm going to win one of these fucking times and get rich. You only have to get rich once. I'm going to keep throwing money at it until I do. I don't care what I lost. You know, that's the entrepreneur. You know, the entrepreneur sees the forest through the trees. And that's what we're talking about here. And if I'm too old to kind of use that theory now, but my son isn't. He's going to know about it. Well, he knows about it at 11 years old, so even if he does it half right, he'll be doing better than a lot of these people because they don't teach you financial, you know, they don't want you to, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't want you to have, anyways, they don't want you to be educated in finances, and they want to force you to go to college to get that knowledge. And everything from the day one at elementary school, you're learning how to punch a time clock and take breaks and have scheduled things like it's the only way. They're teaching you how to work a job, not to be free. But they don't want you to be financially intellectual. They don't. So, and about the manager and the technician and the entrepreneur, we're all three of those things. That's why it's hard for us to make decisions, or we can't stick to what we promised ourselves, because you're fighting three different people or more. The question is which one do you favor? If you were balanced amongst all three of them, you'd be perfect. Most people aren't. Sometimes it's not how smart you are, it's how well you know yourself and your three people at least. My dreamers, my roadies, just remember that. We're constantly having ambivalent, meaning opposing thoughts about things. Sometimes they're just fun things. Like, I won't get into it, but you know what I mean, You're always fighting yourself, but, it is what it is.